Keene SwampBats Baseball on the NECBL Network is brought to you by Duncan, Timken, Ted's Shoe and Sport, C&S Wholesale Grocers, Raider Dental, Corning, Service Credit Union, the Keene Sentinel, the Greater Keene and Peterborough Chamber, connecting business and community. U.S. Cellular, Coca-Cola, Monadnock Broadcasting Group, Savings Bank of Walpole, the Savings Bank of you. Monadnock Ford, Fidium Fiber Internet, Yanos Technology, Fenton Family Dealerships, Hertskirt, American House, Fairfield, making memories since 1904. Fraser & Son Furniture, ICU Medical, M&T Bank, Mascoma Bank, True Rest, and by New Hampshire Ball Bearings Incorporated. Stay tuned for more of the SwampBats coming up next.
Jonah White alongside Andrew White. Our producer-engineer in the studio for Pure Oldies 1041 is Sean Sanborn. Our director for the NECBL Network is Stephen Pierce, and our producer is Ryan Hearn. So we get ready for baseball on federal holiday, Juneteenth, which commemorates the day in 1865 on June 19th when Major General Gordon Granger marched into Texas with the Union Army, proclaimed freedom for all the enslaved people in Texas on that day, which was 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation went into effect. But it wasn't until this day in 1965 when the last enslaved people were freed from Texas. Dylan King on the mound for the SwampBats. Keene is wearing their purple tops with black and white as the secondary colors. SwampBats across the front, white pants, purple caps, black bills for the Bats. For Valley, they're wearing dark blue tops with red as a secondary color and also light blue. They've got gray pants, and nobody who we can see out on the field is wearing a cap, just batting helmets. So I'll have to tell you about their caps a little later on. But it's the SwampBats in purple and the Blue Sox, funnily enough, in blue.
I believe we got our navy blue hats on today. I'm repping the baby blue up top today, but the full rebrand for the Blue Sox. We got a new logo. It's now an actual blue sock. It used to be a bear up till last season. And, it's a new era, new owner, new GM. So far so good. 6-3, leading the West Division in the division, that's wide open for anyone to take.
Yeah, certainly more wide open than the North Division, with two teams at 6 wins already. The Valley Blue Sox, the only team over 500 in the NECBL West at this early point in the season. But quickly, we're heading toward the midway point of the season, and so the standings are taking shape. We'll keep you apprised of the rest of the games in the NECBL this evening. Vermont plays Sanford in Maine. Danbury plays Bristol in Bristol. The Mystic Schooners are at the North Shore Navigators, and the Martha's Vineyard Sharks are at the Newport Gulls. That's the defending champions at the team with the best record in the league. So we'll keep tabs on all those games, all those starting either right about now or 5 minutes from now. So it should be around on the same pace as our game here. Dylan King getting ready for his first pitch. He's waiting for something. SwampBats look like they're just about ready. Looks like we've got one of those big checks that our president and general manager Kevin Watterson is holding. Kevin, if you're looking for me, I'm in the press box, but I'll take it. Looks like a good amount of money there on that big oversized check. But you know what? I think it might be for Ribby. Ribby is looking very eager over there on the warning track behind home plate. Dylan King continues to throw some warm-ups. So Dylan King, 6'4", 190 from Leola, Pennsylvania, righty at Dyersburg State Community College, where he pitched 42 2/3 innings with a 5.27 ERA. This season, King has made one start against North Adams. He pitched 4 innings, given up 2 hits and 4 unearned runs. He walked 2 and struck out an impressive 8 9 days ago. Dylan is one of the many players of the NECBL with hopes of being drafted later on this summer. Hoping for a good start today against the Valley Blue Sox. He's got a fastball, slider, changeup, big splits for the right-handed pitcher. Fastball averaging about 90 miles an hour.
And already during this warm-up, he's hitting 90, hitting 91. It's just a warm-up. And like you said, 0 earned runs. Something that SwampBats have really struggled with has been the defensive side of the ball. But as we talked about before, it seems like this might be the end of those troubles if they can really get going with their infield, actually infielders.
Yeah, his defense has Jackson Owen behind the plate, Garrett Rice at first base, Tony Livermore at second base, Brian Padilla at shortstop for the first time this season. He's impressed at second base. Another good defender on the left side, Evan Goforth at third. Matt Brown Earring in left, Jordan Smith, the speedy center fielder, and Devin Taylor, the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, is in right. Matthew D. Garcia, A.J. Guerrero, and Matthew Bergevin to start things off for the Valley Blue Sox. Garcia, a left-hand hitter, takes the first pitch of the game for a called strike at 6:37 p.m. King with a 0-1, a wave and a miss. And a count quickly 0-2 on Matthew D. Garcia, the switch-hitting shortstop from the University of Missouri Columbia, batting .280 this season with a .400 on-base percentage. The 0-2, foul tipped in and out of the mid of Jackson Owen, just off the side of that catcher's mitt. And a count 0-2 on Matthew D. Garcia. And you talked about the top of the lineup in the pregame show and off the air, how that's going to be key for this Blue Sox offense. The pitch misses inside and a slider at a count 1, and that's not a slide. That was a fastball at 91.
And Garcia batting .280 this year, struggled a little bit at the beginning of the season, but has really pulled it together these past couple games.
Kings 1-2, caught on and missed strike 3. Got it with another fastball. 1 up, 1 down on strikes for Dylan King. That's 9 strikeouts in 4 1/3 innings this season for King. That'll bring up the big hitter A.J. Guerrero, who played the NCAA Regional with the University of Washington. He's 3 for 7 with 2 walks so far for Valley this summer. The right-hand batter takes strike 1. All fastballs so far from Dylan King, sitting 91 miles an hour. Winds up in the 0-1. Caught on and tipped into the mid of Owen at 92 miles an hour there from King. It's 0-2. King can command his stuff. He'll be hard to hit. Winds up. Here's the 0-2. It is just outside. Another fastball close to take. Guerrero gets the call in his favor. The count's still a ball and 2 strikes. The pitch taken down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's the first slider that King has thrown at 80 miles an hour. Count even on A.J. Guerrero, the second batter of the game. 2-2. Fastball foul back, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes with Matthew Bergevin, a right fielder, on deck. King shakes off Owen into the wind. His 2-2 pitch. Fastball high. And the count fills up on A.J. Guerrero. Valley, 5th in the league in hitting, .226 the team batting average, but they're 2nd in the league in on-base percentage at .366. The 3-2 hit on the ground to short. Padilla plays a long hop, shuffles into his throw in time for the second out.
Yeah, just the steady supply of fastballs up in the mid-90s now. He hit 92. Just pounding the zone. He only threw one off-speed pitch there, really just working these counts early.
So that'll bring up Bergevin, the right fielder from Fairfield, batting .290 on the season with an impressive .439 on base percentage. No home runs, 5 RBIs this season. King working out of the full windup for the center of the rubber. Deals another fastball. That's low and away. 1 ball with no strikes. Valley, 5th in the league in batting average, 2nd in OBP, but 8th in the league with just a .300 team slugging percentage. The 1-0 in there for strike 1, a fastball at 92 miles an hour. It's because the Blue Sox, Andrew, have only hit 1 home run this season, although quite a bit of that has to do with the ballpark they play in. It's just the opposite of Alumni Field. 1-1, breaking ball cut out and missed. Had him to wave at his slider way out in front of it, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, Mackenzie Stadium is huge. It's 400 dead center with 10-foot walls, and doesn't get any closer than 315, and that's all the way down the foul line.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, taken a little bit low. 93 there on the fastball from King, the hardest pitch he's thrown. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Bergevin. Small dimensions here at Alumni Field. A chance for the Blue Sox to get some more home runs. 2-2, caught on in this strike 3. Got him with a slider. An excellent 1-2-3 top of the first for Dylan King, in which he strikes out 2 of the Blue Sox. Middle of the first inning, it's Valley nothing. Keene coming to bat. This is Keene SwampBats baseball on Pure Oldies 104.1 and the NECBL network.
At M&T Bank, we believe in the power of together. Together, we can help your business grow. Together, we can move communities forward while giving back. Together, we can help your family spend more time on what matters most. And together, we can achieve more than ever before.
With a red nose and a white T on the front of the cap. Harry Murray is wearing one of those. Here's number 23 on the back of his jersey. 6'4", 220 from Norfolk, Massachusetts, a senior righty at Division III Rhode Island College, where he pitched 70 innings to a 2.57 ERA there this spring and won Little East Conference Pitcher of the Year in that conference. 2 appearances on this season. He's got the win in both and a 3.37 ERA. 5 1/3, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. But this will be his first start of the season. We were anticipating Ben Roberts to get the start today, but he's now penciled in for tomorrow after being scratched from this game. So it'll be the long-haired righty from Rhode Island College to face Jordan Smith, Aiden Korn, and Devin Taylor in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, and Terry Murray with a ridiculous 77-13 K to walk at Rhode Island College. He's so far been really, really dominant now in the first start.
His first pitch to Jordan Smith is below the knees, 1-0, and it's an awkward arm angle there for Murray. He doesn't throw very hard. 87 on that first pitch fastball. Here's the 1-0. Missing low. 2 balls and no strikes to Jordan Smith, who had a good debut with the SwampBats yesterday. One of basically 2 bright spots, along with the other newcomer, Taylor, in what was otherwise a disappointing offensive performance from Keene in the 3-1 loss to Bristol. The 2-0 to Smith. fouled back of the plate, and it's 2-1. A big first strike there from Murray because Smith is the fastest man on the SwampBats. Keene 7th in the league in batting average, .210 as a team, 8th in OBP at .330, 7th in slugging at .315. The 2-1 to Jordan is a breaking ball fouled at the plate at 76 miles an hour, so Murray able to work the count back even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Man, just quite a velocity change from King back in the top half of the first.
Murray brings the hands together, fluttering his glove in front of his chest, now brings it down to the belt out of the stretch. The 2-2 taken. Strike 3 call, low outside corner, a perfect pitch. So we see it on our pitch tracker, just nicked the corner of the strike zone as Smith is down 1 man away. So Murray works back from 2-0 behind the count to retire the first man he faces. And that'll bring up Aiden Korn. The DH is batting .276 with a .432 on-base percentage from Pasco Hernando State in Florida. Korn hangs the bat horizontal over his right shoulder and tries to hold up his swing, but he did not hold up, and it's 0-1 on the first pitch breaking ball at the bottom of the zone from Murray. Right on right. Murray kicks and fires, swing and a miss. At an 86-mile-an-hour fastball, to count 0-2. Can't be easy for right-handed batters, though, facing the starting pitcher Murray because of his arm angle. It's just above sidearm, I'd say, but probably below three-quarter sidearm. The 0-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got it with a breaking ball in the dirt. Korn jogs to first to force the throw, which the catcher Kotaro Shimada makes in time. 2 men up and 2 sent down via the strikeout for Terry Murray. That'll bring up Devin Taylor. The defense for the Blue Sox, Shimada is behind the plate. Scanlon at first, Piratoni at second, Garcia at short, Zerillo at third. Left to right in the outfield, Guerrero, Kreutzmann, and Bergevin. Here's Taylor, who went 2 for 4 yesterday. From Indiana, he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. High expectations for the Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Coming into this summer with the SwampBats. The 1-0 is fouled off to the left. Coach McKenna, coaching third, unable to make the play. It's 1-1. A set from Murray. And a 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. The umpiring crew today, J.C. Fernandez is behind the plate. Brian Roth is at first base, and Anthony Benham is the third base umpire. 2-1. Fastball fouled straight back. It's 2-2 on Devin Taylor. Murray looking to strike out the side here in the bottom of the first. Rock the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got it with a slider down low. And Terry Murray strikes out 3 SwampBats to get through the bottom of the first. 1, 2, 3. We go to the second inning here in Keene. It's Valley nothing, the SwampBats nothing. This is Keene SwampBats baseball on Pure Oldies 104.1 and the NECBL network.
At Keene State College, life is an adventure. You'll forge your path forward. As an owl, you'll take on challenges in the classroom, field, court, or track. Every worthwhile adventure has its share of blood, sweat, and tears. It takes hard work and dedication. No owl flies alone on their journey at Keene State. Teammates, coaches, professors, alumni, and fellow owls are with you along the way. They lift you up as you continue forward. When you're part of Owl Nation, you become the person you truly want to be.
E.J. Guerrero for the Blue Sox, and he grounded out to short. The other 5 have struck out against Dylan King for the SwampBats and Terry Murray for the Blue Sox. E.J. Kreutzmann, Christopher Willis, and Michael Zerillo for Valley in their half of the second inning. Kreutzmann, the left-hand batting center fielder, and he's a smart guy, goes to Columbia University. .375 batting average on the season. First pitch to the left-hand hitter is a little bit upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, and E.J. Kreutzmann, like I said earlier, NECBL on a roll week 2.
1-0 foul back, and it's 1-1. Kreutzmann's got 11 RBIs on the season.
He's on an absolute tear. He's also one of the best high school football seasons at quarterback of all time. Better than Mahomes and Kyler Murray.
Really?
Yes, he is.
The 1-1 pitch is in for a strike at the knees.
He's broken record after record after record. Actually played football at Columbia, but stepped away. Didn't even play that much on the baseball team this season.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled toward the third base dugout, and it's 1-2. I don't know about Columbia baseball. I know Columbia football has a reputation as being one of the worst programs at the Division I NCAA level. He winds up, and the 1-2 pitch is taken outside. That's not to take anything away from E.J. Kreutzmann's accolades as a two-sport star.
Yeah, wanted to go somewhere to play both sports. Moved to defense and just stepped away.
The 2-2 waved at it, missed strike 3. 90 miles an hour off the outside corner. Third strikeout for Dylan King.
So strikeouts earlier in this one. 3 apiece through an inning and a third.
Now we'll bring up Christopher Willis, the DH from Quinnipiac. 2 for 10 on the young season. Where's number 11? Interesting to see how Valley is all right at the back of the batter's box, as close to the catcher as they could be, as there's a slider in there for strike 1 from Dylan King.
Already King is just dominating these at-bats.
The 0-1, fastball in there for strike 2. This might be one of those, the 0-2 pitch, chopped back toward the mound. King off the mound, fielding his position. Underhand toss to Garrett Rice at first. And there are 2 men away. Well, Andrew, it's very early in the game. A lot could change, but this has a feeling of one of those where you might get a little pop-up that carries over the fence here at Alumni Field for the game's only run.
And the Blue Sox have struggled to really put lots of runners across. Got shut out earlier. Won a game 1-0. So, they might be used to those types of games.
Here's Zerillo, switch hitter batting left. He takes upstairs 1-0. Zerillo, 158, but with a .452 on base percentage. The third baseman from Lafayette. 1-0, swung on and missed it, a fastball. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Zerillo's been walked 11 times this season. I believe that's tied for the league lead.
Winds up and the pitch. Off speed, pulls on the ground foul toward the right side. And the count 1-2. As anticipated, another great crowd. Hardly a seat to be found in the first base grandstand. Folks also seated elsewhere. The bleachers all around the field here. 1-2 from King. Swung on and missed strike 3. Dylan King has struck out 4 through 2 perfect innings. And we are scoreless going to the bottom of the second. This is Keene SwampBats Baseball on Pure Oldies 1041, the NECBL Network. Andrew, what do you think? Is it too early to call a game of pitcher's duel halfway through the second inning?
I mean, for this halfway through the second inning, so far it definitely has been 7 strikeouts in 9 batters. So, pitchers are just cooking. We're going to see if Murray gets back on the mound and just gets more strikeouts as he struck out the side last time out.
Garrett Rice, Jackson Owen, Brian Padilla for the Bats. Garrett Rice, a returning Swamp Bat from 2022, batting .214 with a .343 on-base percentage, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs this summer. And the first pitch to Garrett is fouled back. An awkward arm angle, a 89-mile-an-hour fastball out of the hand of Terry Murray, who, as you said, struck out the side in the bottom of the first. Bends as he comes set. The 0-1, little outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Rice.
He's very methodical in his approach, wiggling his glove, wiggling his body the entire time until he sets for the delivery.
The 1-1, down low, 2 balls and a strike. So Murray gets the ball back. Quickly transfers it to his hand, gets on the mound, looks for the sign. Comes set of the chest, bends, now brings the hands down to the belts, and the 2-1 pitch is a floating curveball outside, and it's 3-1. Working very quickly. No pitch clock needed for Murray, 3-1. There's a strike at ease in there, according to the pitch tracker. Got to count full on Garrett Rice. Leading off the bottom of the second. Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball wasted. Pulls it foul on the ground to the third base side. And the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rice will be followed by Jackson Owen and Brian Padilla as Sean McKenna makes a number of lineup changes from yesterday against Bristol, the 3-1 loss. The pitch, swing and a miss. He got him with a breaking ball low. 4 batters faced, 4 strikeouts for Terry Murray.
And he was trailed that one 3-1. Really, the first time he fell behind, he worked back and got the strikeout. He is just on a tear so far.
He fell behind on the opening batter, Jordan Smith, 2-0. Came back to strike him out. That'll be Jackson Owen for the Swamp Bats. Maybe just trying to put the ball in play here. Owen, a catcher committed to Mississippi State next year. Hitting .190 with a .414 OBP. And he takes a strike at 88 miles an hour on the inner half, 0-1.
And all these strikes are well in the zone from both sides, both King and Murray. They're just pounding the zone.
The 0-1, breaking ball, fouled at the plate, and it's 0-2 on Jackson Owen. Well, now nobody on, bottom of the second inning. We haven't had a base runner yet. We've only had 2 balls in play. Flutters his glove as he comes set. Murray, the kick in the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 5 up, 5 down on strikes for Terry Murray. And that E3 kid is showing out so far against NECBL opposition. 5 strikeouts, that's as many as he had in 5 1/3 innings on the season coming in. Here's Brian Padilla. He takes a breaking ball strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1.
It's the beauty of the NECBL. These D3 guys have a chance to play against Power 5 talent. And right now, Murray knocking everyone down.
The 0-1 pitch, hit on the ground is short. Up with it is Garcia. He throws to first in time. And that retires the side. Well, it's progress for the Swamp Bats offensively as Padilla puts the ball in play. But it's a 1-2-3 bottom of the second for Terry Murray. We go to the third. No score, nobody on base yet in this ball game. 0-0 between the Blue Sox and the Swamp Bats. This is Keene Swamp Bats baseball on Pure Oldies 104.1 and the NECBL Network. 6 innings. Jeff Pierantoni, Sean Scanlon, and Kotaro Shimada here for the Blue Sox. In the top of the 3rd, bottom of their order. Pierantoni, the left-hand batting second baseman from Yale, batting .211 with a .400 on-base percentage. Takes a fastball strike from Dylan King.
And he broke out of an 0-for-8 slump yesterday. 2 for 2, 2 RBIs and 2 runs. Played a huge part in the win.
The 0-1 from Dylan is a breaking ball bouncing on the plate. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Sean Scanlon from Holy Cross and Kotaro Shimada from Western New England to follow as Pierantoni shoots one foul. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike.
And that foul ball, the hardest ball hit tonight. Obviously foul doesn't really mean anything, but 90 miles an hour off the bat.
King into the full windup. The 2-1 pitch is shot to the left side. Base hit line drive for Pierantoni. First base runner of the game for either team. Leadoff hit for Jeff Pierantoni in the top of the 3rd.
And I talked to him after the game yesterday. He said, just being in the cage, getting all those reps in has really helped him focus on the wood bat. And now he's got 3 hits in his last 3 at-bats.
That will bring up Sean Scanlon, hitting .111 with a .273 on-base percentage from Holy Cross. A big left-hand batting first baseman. Runner goes. The pitch hits the batter, Scanlon. It was a fastball inside. The 7 and 8 hitters both aboard to lead off the top of the 3rd. 2 on with nobody out, and this is a textbook bunting situation for the catcher, Kotaro Shimada. Third baseman Goforth already in on the grass. So's the first baseman Garrett Rice. Shimada 0 for 6 with 2 walks so far this season. He's from D3 Western New England. The pitch to him, squares and takes a strike at the bottom of the zone. Fastball at 88 miles an hour. And the count 0-1. Corner's pinched in, middle infielder's back. Not easy to get the bunt down. That's what Shimada's trying to do. He squares the 0-1, popped in the air. Owen will not get there as it falls safely near the first base dugout, but Shimada has failed to get the bunt down. He pulled back on a called strike, then he popped one up foul, and he's behind at the count 0-2, and the SwampBats infielders could back up. Any chance Shimada's bunting here with 2 strikes?
Probably not. He's yet to get a hit this season, but has gotten on base. There's only a few appearances. This will be his 4th time in the lineup.
The 0-2 from King is catcher's interference. It hit the mitt of Jackson Owen, and the 7, 8, and 9 hitters have loaded the bases for the Blue Sox at the top of the 3rd. Wow.
And they're
what
doing
a time for that.
Unorthodox ways. That's the first catcher's interference that the Blue Sox have been involved in. That's a catcher-on-catcher crime. Catcher-on-catcher crime.
On an 0-2 pitch to the 9-hole hitter. Not the time for catcher's interference, and now the dangerous top of the order coming up. Matthew D. Garcia, the left-hand batter. The switch hitter batting left fouls it back off of Owen on the first pitch from King. And the count 0-1. So Pierantoni at 3rd, he singled. Scanlon at 2nd, he was hit by a pitch, and Shimada at 1st. He reached on catcher's interference, which goes as the SwampBats league leading 20th error of the season. 0-1 on the left-hand batting Garcia. The pitch pops up left side, out of play. It's 0-2.
What happened last time on the 0-2 count, the catcher's interference.
Owen will surely have his mitt a little bit further back here. Winds up in King's offering. Is chopped down the first baseline foul.
And Garcia in the last 2 games has 2 RBIs apiece. Has really found his bat. Struggled at this beginning of the season, and now he loves to be in these run batting in opportunities.
No outs, the base is loaded, no score, top of the third. Top of the lineup up here for the Blue Sox. 0-2 on a Matthew D. Garcia. Winds up and the pitch. Swung on and tipped into the middle of Owen. Got him with a fastball on the outside corner. Big fifth strikeout for Dylan King.
And you know, the Blue Sox, the bottom of the lineup is the one that's finding success. That's now back-to-back games. But here comes A.J. Guerrero.
Dangerous hitter with the bases loaded and 1 out. SwampBats keep the infield back, except for the first baseman, Rice, who's in on the grass. Everybody else playing back, trying to get a double play. The pitch taken low and outside, 1-0 on a fastball. So if you're Dylan King, you're trying to get a ground ball double play here. But you've also got to be careful of the wild pitch with a long backstop here at Alumni Field. A wind and the 1-0 to Guerrero is smoked towards center field. Coming on is Smith. He makes the catch, trying to tag from third is Pierantoni. He stays there. The throw reaches the backup man. The throw breaches Jackson Owen on the fly. If Pierantoni had gone, he would have been in a rundown. It was such a good throw from Smith on a line out to center field.
Yeah, Pierantoni thought that ball was going to drop. He was, 3 or 4 steps down the line, had to turn around, looked like he was going to tag, but that throw from Smith, he would have been out by a mile.
I don't even think if he tagged properly on that, he would have had a chance to score. What a throw from Smith, who really looks like a 5-tool player in a game in 3 innings. Here's Bergevin with 2 outs and the bases juiced, and he swings and misses at a slider in the dirt, 0-1. So King gets a strikeout and a line out to the center fielder. And now he's got a chance to get out of this bases-loaded, no-out jam. No score, top of the third. Blue Sox try not to waste a golden opportunity. The 0-1 pitch from King is drilled in the air to right, sending Taylor back onto the track. He makes a catch in front of the wall. Matthew Bergevin missed a grand slam by about 10 feet or so. That one going 300 feet off the bat of Matthew Bergevin, but Dylan King works out of a bases-loaded, no-out jam to keep the game scoreless here in the third. No runs, a hit, an error on a catcher's interference, and 3 men left. We go to the bottom of the third. The Blue Sox, nothing. The SwampBats, nothing. This is Keene SwampBats Baseball on Pure Oldies 104.1. Game, bases loaded, nobody out after the 7, 8, 9 hitters singled, were hit by a pitch and drew catcher's interference. And the top 3 couldn't get it done for the Blue Sox against Dylan King. Garcia struck out, Guerrero lined out, and Bergevin flied out to the warning track in right field. So no score, bottom of the third. And the SwampBats have Matt Brown Earring, Evan Goforth, and Tony Livermore due up, hoping their bottom of the order can do something similar to what Valley's did in the top of the third. Matt Brown Earring from Stony Brook, starting in left field, a right-hand batter, hitting 167, but with a very good on-base percentage of .355. And he takes ball 1 down low. Not too many first-pitch strikes for Terry Murray, despite the fact that he struck out 5 of 6 and retired all 6. The 1-0. Missing low. 2 balls, no strikes. This is the third time in the first 7 batters he's fallen 2 balls behind.
He's had no trouble working those counts back. He said struck out 5 already in just 2 innings pitched.
Brown Earring, a patient hitter. The 2-0. Swung on, grounded to third. Going to his left, Zerillo picks it up, throws high to first, and getting back on the bag in time is the first baseman, Scanlon, doing a nice job there on a high throw from Zerillo across the diamond.
Yeah, saves an error there, does Scanlon. That ball was way up there. He's able to get the foot. He probably kept it on the bag, just a big stretch up. And keeps them going up, now 7 up, 7 down.
First baseman, Scanlon, 6'2". We needed all 6'2" there. So 1 out, nobody on for Evan Goforth. Goforth takes a big hack and comes up empty on a slider.
Almost swung out of his shoes on that one, then sliding up the batter's box on that cut.
Evan 1 for 11 on the season as he grounds this one slowly to second base. Coming in is Pierantoni, throws to first in time. 2 men away. So here's Tony Livermore with 2 outs and nobody on.
And Terry Murray's making quick work of everyone, even if he falls behind in the count. Now just forced his 3rd ground out in a row.
That will bring up Livermore, batting .250 with a 3.08 OBP. Livermore starting at second base. One of just 2 left-hand hitters of the lineup today for the SwampBats. Along with Devin Taylor from Northwestern, Livermore takes ball 1 down and in. Talk so much about the first pitch strikes at any level of baseball, how important it is to first pitch strike. Not that important, apparently, if you're Terry Murray. 1-0, down and in, 2-0.
He's not had any problems so far going down 2-0.
The third battery's fallen well behind. The fourth battery's fallen well behind in the first time through the lineup. The 2-0. Down low. It's the first time he's fallen behind on anyone 3-0.
Not a bad idea by Livermore there. A lot of swings recently, even though he's lacked a little bit of control with Murray. Now 3-0 and just doesn't need to swing the bat.
The pitch in there for a strike just above the knees. 3-1. Wonder if Livermore thinks about taking again here on 3-1.
Force him to throw a strike.
Murray set. The pitch is swung on, grounded to short. Moving to his left, Garcia throws to first. Out by a step is Livermore, and that retires the side. Another 1-2-3 inning for Terry Murray. He's perfect through 3, and we are scoreless and headed to the 4th. This is Keene SwampBats baseball on Pure Oldies 104.1 at the NECBL network.
Welcome to Hurt Skirt or Just Hurt. Our first contestant is suffering from knee pain from a recent running incident. What do we think, audience? Hurt Skirt or Just Hurt? Why not try Hurt Skirt? Make your recovery hassle-free with Hurt Skirt, a patent-pending, stretch-to-fit, hot-cold therapeutic sleeve, proven to stay cold longer and still remain completely mobile. Drop the ice, skirt the hurt.
Box score is mostly empty through 3 innings. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 3 men left on base. All in the 3rd inning for Valley. No runs, no hits, 1 error. Nobody left on base for the SwampBats. Jonah White, Andrew White with you here at Alumni Field. And here's Andrew to take you through the 4th, 5th, and 6th.
And so the first pitch to Kreutzmann, he steps in for the second time. It's going to go in as a strike, so just pounding the zone right now is king. Person struck out in the second. Left the bases loaded last inning as the second pitch is going to be chopped foul over the netting behind the press box. And King once again up 0-2.
Dylan King has just been pounding the zone. We were talking about it during the break. This has been entertaining for 3 innings. Just watching 2 pitchers dominate, and then King get out of that jam in the top of the 3rd.
And King delivers, and that's going to be upstairs. Count goes 1-2. Jake Kreutzmann's been one of the most electric players to watch so far the early part of the season, 11 RBIs. And the delivery is going to be fought off, the off-speed at 80 miles an hour. So it's the first off-speed of the at-bat from King. He's pounding fastballs.
Pretty much fastball slider from Dylan King. Both used very effectively.
Shaking off a pitch at the mound is King, and here comes the 1-2 delivery. It's going to be another off-speed in the dirt. Trapped by Owen, no one on base. First at-bat, count evens up at 2-2. It's been an issue is runners left on base for the Blue Sox. Just getting runs across. More recently, they've had a great amount of successes. That's going to be hit sharply to second, fielded by Livermore, flips over to Rice. And down for the second time goes E.J. Kreutzmann. Now stepping up to the plate will be the only home run hitter on this Blue Sox roster. C.J. Willis came against the Sharks this Tuesday of this past week.
Yeah, certainly more chances to hit home runs here at Alumni Field than at the Blue Sox home park at McKenzie Stadium.
Yeah, it's McKenzie Stadium. Like I said, 400 feet, 10-foot walls. First pitch is going to be 90 miles an hour, catches the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Yesterday we had balls that were hit 380, 390. Would have been out of here by a mile, routine flyouts at McKenzie Stadium. The off-speed is going to be chopped off the umpire. Looks to be okay as J.C. Fernandez back there.
Thankfully, it bounced on his way to him. Actually, the first game we were here, opening night of the season, the home plate umpire for that game, Chris Keene, got hit twice in the same part of the body. First one was a cross-up, and so a fastball that came straight through and hit him. The second one took a slight deflection on a hit-by pitch. And it was a tough day behind the plate for the umpire. Thankfully, that one just bounced after connecting with a bat on a foul ball.
And you got to respect them to put their body on the line to make these games happen. We thank them very much. Counts 0-2 to Willis. He's going to rip it to third, forehanded by Goforth, fires over, and now quickly 2 down. Groundouts have been the tale of the last couple innings. Terry Murray has retired 4 in a row on the groundout, now 2 in a row for King.
Only 2 fly balls in this game, both with the bases loaded in the 3rd inning. Guerrero lined to Jordan Smith in center with 1 out, and Bergevin sent one to the warning track in right that was tracked down by Taylor with 2 outs.
And so Mike Ozzarillo steps up out of Lafayette, takes a big cut and misses.
Oh, he was in front of that.
78-mile-an-hour off speed right down the heart of the plate.
He was ready for the 92-mile-an-hour heater.
And King's really working these pitches. No idea as the second pitch is going to be in the dirt, but cut on and missed.
Same thing.
He's got the batters all crossed up. They can't sit any specific pitch. And now Zarillo down 0-2. Delivery from King is going to be in there. He swings and misses. And down 1-2-3 go the Blue Sox once again.
White Castle there. 3 nasty sliders.
As we going to head to the bottom of the 4th, you are listening to NEC Baseball on Pure Oldies 104.1 and the NECBL Network.
Your next Ford is waiting at Monadnock Ford. Right now, get a great offer like this on your next new Ford. See these offers and more at MonadnockFord.com. Monadnock Ford, home of the low price tire guarantee, and your local Ford and used car retailer. Voted Keene's best.
Trailing in those counts, virtually every single time. I'm Andrew White, joined by Jonah White. No relation between us.
Not that we know of.
Yeah, not that we know of off the bat.
It's a common last name.
It definitely is. It's just, funny quirk this season of the NECBL. We're going to be right back here tomorrow after the game on Saturday got rained out, and New England just showers all over the state.
Yeah, every game of the NECBL got rained out that day.
And so back to the top of the order, Jordan Smith, Aiden Korn, and Devin Taylor due up. And back out to work, Terry Murray out of Rhode Island College, a D3 guy facing the George Mason product. He's really bouncing on that mound. He's locked in. First pitch is going to be driven deep. Bergevin's going to settle under it, so 1 pitch, 1 out on a fly out to right as a large jeer came through the crowd, and might have thought that was a lot more well hit than it truly was. Seemed relatively routine to me.
Yeah, he just got under a breaking ball, it looked like there.
Yeah, beautiful night, beautiful crowd here in Keene at Alumni Field, and the weather is just absolutely perfect. And stepping up to the plate for the second time, Aiden Korn struck out back in the first, as did all 3 batters. And just like that, 1-0 count goes Terry Murray. Murray shimmies and deals to home, and it's going to be chopped foul over to the Valley dugout. Counts 0-2, so a different vibe this inning compared to the last one. He's now up in the counts. 1 pitch, 1 out, and then an 0-2 count to Korn out of Pasco Hernando Community College. That third pitch is going to be outside of the 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Doesn't catch the zone. He wanted that.
Good call from J.C. Fernandez, according to Pitch Tracks.
Gives a little hop as he retreats to the mound, and he shimmies and goes back to work. Staying alive on a off-speed pitch in the dirt, he's able to chop back, is Korn. 276 on the season coming into the game. 5 RBIs. A sophomore, JUCO product, looking to go play NCAA baseball in the near future. He's going to foul off another one. He's really fighting to keep this alive as a ball outside. Chops over the fence behind.
SwampBats have 3 players at Pasco Hernando State. All 3 in the transfer portal. Will Newell, relief pitcher, just committed to Dayton. And Joel Rodriguez, another relief pitcher.
Terry Roberts, the 1-2 delivery, cut high and missed. Strikeout number 6 for Terry Murray. Comes the bat of Aiden Korn, and now Devin Taylor comes up for the second time. He also struck out back in the first. Out of Indiana, Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Just recently joined the team, if I believe.
Yeah, he got in on Saturday, the unscheduled off day. Today was the scheduled off day, and this game was rescheduled to today.
He's one of those guys who will instantly get into the lineup.
Oh, yeah.
And play day in and day out. As Terry Murray is going to throw one in the dirt and get all the way to the backstop. 79-mile-an-hour off speed he just lost.
Devin played, obviously, every day at Indiana, every game. So he was actually planning to come here.
Terry Murray delivers an 87-mile-an-hour pitch that's just chopped weakly foul, so count goes 1-1.
Devin was planning to come here toward the end of the month, about halfway through the season, but he just wanted to play baseball, wanted to get in there, and the SwampBats are very happy to have him.
Yeah, he's just an electric player. Big Ten Freshman of the Year is no small feat. Power 5 baseball is legit. Terry Murray, D3 guys going at him. He's going to go downstairs and outside for ball 2. Counts 2-1. 2 down. Jordan Smith lined out to Bergevin, and Korn struck out for the second time tonight. Terry Murray's going to even up the count on a foul ball, 87 miles an hour down the heart of the plate.
Take a look at the, it's not a good idea. 2 outs and 2 strikes.
2 strikes, 2 balls, deuce is wild, as Kyle DeSantis of the Danbury Westerners loves to say. Murray hesitates, delivers, It's low, the count goes full, so threatening to get on base for the first time are the SwampBats. A lot of weak contact. They really haven't been able to get into a ball thrown by Murray just yet. 3-2 delivery from Murray. It's going to be hit hard and deep, and that ball is gone. Devin Taylor, see you later. Over that center field wall, so there goes the perfect outing from Terry Murray, and a ball that was absolutely scorched.
That was not an Alumni Field cheapie. That was about most of the way up the brush which forms that batter's eye in center field. Cleared the fence by a good 20 feet or so. We'll get the official numbers on it. 344 feet, 92 miles an hour off the bat.
And that is
he got a hanging breaking ball on the pitch.
Yes, he did. That's a routine flyout at Mackenzie Stadium, too. You need 60 more feet to get that one out at the MAC. But we're not playing there. We're playing baseball at Alumni Field in Keene. And now down 0-1 and a 88-mile-an-hour fastball swung on and missed. It's Garrett Rice. So Terry Murray goes 3 2/3 inning of perfect baseball and gives up a solo shot to Rice. As the count's now 0-2. The ball catches the outside corner. Now looking to get out after surrendering a home run. It's the second home run he's surrendered this season. He's going to miss outside. Count runs 1-2. And I was talking to him after the game. He pitched against Maine where he gave up a home run. And he knows exactly what pitch he threw, exactly what he did wrong, exactly what the count was. And he was upset, and he's probably going to be upset about that one. So the 1-2 delivery is going to be popped sky high, but not make it out of the infield. Jeff Pierantoni settles under it. And the SwampBats get the first run of the game on a solo shot by Devin Taylor. Now the Blue Sox coming up to the plate for the 5th time today, looking to string some base runners on and get into the run column. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to NECBL Baseball on Pure Oldies 104.1 and the NECBL Network. Absolutely picturesque night. Keene is still out there working through 4 innings of 1-hit ball. He's going to have to face Jeff Pierantoni. He's got the lone hit. He hit a single back in the 3rd. Sean Scanlon and Katara Shimada, 2 guys who have not gotten too many reps in their batter's box so far. Jeff Pierantoni just figuring it out, but King has been absolutely dominant. Has struck out 6 in 4 innings of work. Pierantoni's going to hit the first one foul over the press box here down the third base line. Excuse me. Ball right down the heart of the plate. King continues to attack and attack and attack, wasting no time firing fastballs into the zone. The 0-1 delivery is going to be chopped to second. Livermore's there. Fires over to Rice. Relatively high throw, but easily collected by the first baseman for the first out. So down in 2 pitches goes Pierantoni. So that'll bring up to the plate Sean Scanlon at a Holy Cross, a 2-way player. He's got a really good arm. His 9 innings pitched has only given up 2 hits in 2 appearances, but in the batter's box, he's now 1 for 9 as he got hit back in the 3rd. When the Blue Sox would eventually strand 3 on. Counts even at 1-1 as a first pitch, or 2-0, excuse me, as a 2-0 count as both balls near 90 miles an hour outside of the zone. Now King, the 2-0 delivery, is going to be chopped to second once again. Near identical play. Flips it over is Livermore to Rice, and they're 2 down. So getting his money's worth at second base is Livermore. Tony Livermore out of Northwestern, Power 5 guy. Now bringing up another D3 talent on this Blue Sox roster. The catcher, Katara Shimada. Reached on a catcher's interference, a catcher-on-catcher crime back in the 3rd, but no runs would eventually come with the bases loaded. First pitch is low and outside at 78. Curveball does not catch the zone. Now 2 down in the top of the 5th. We have been absolutely cooking as the second pitch right down the middle at 90 miles an hour. Evens the count up at 1-1. Shimada gets the delivery, rips it to right field, lines through the gap between first and second. And he gets his first hit of his NECBL career right there. The line shot out to right. Now brings up Matt Garcia, who's struck out twice. The first and the 5th strikeout of King's day. He's got 6. So with 2 down, Shimada's now on first. They get a second hit, but they still trail 1-0 on that big home run by Drew Taylor. First pitch from King is going to be in there for a strike. Seems like it goes up 0-1 every inning, every at-bat. You know, that home run read 344, but talking about it, almost cleared those bushes and trees over in dead center, so we think it might have been a bit longer than that. The 0-1 delivery to Garcia is going to catch the zone again on the outside. Garcia gives a little shake of his head, doesn't like it. Counts now 0-2. King looking to strike Garcia out for the 3rd time, pick up his 7th strikeout, and get to the 6th inning. Garcia's going to punch it to left field, but tracking back and settling under it is Brown Earring. And down in 4 batters this time go the Blue Sox. Fly out to left. I'm Andrew White alongside Jonah White. We're going to take a break. Step aside. You are listening to NECBL Baseball, Pure Oldies 104.1 and the NECBL Network.
Watch me do my thing. I said, watch me do my shake, shake. Woo! Watch me do my thing. I said, watch me do my shake, shake.
Murray's out there once again, just surrendered 1 hit on a solo shot by Devin Taylor in the bottom half of the 4th. We're in the bottom half of the 5th now in a game that's absolutely flying by. First pitch was 1 hour ago when we are now in the bottom of the 5th inning. 6:37 as it's now 7:36. As Terry Murray is going to continue to work, he's going to be up against Owen Padilla and Brown Earring.
Taking a look around the rest of the NECBL, In the bottom of the fourth in Maine, the Vermont Mountaineers lead the Sanford Mainers 7-2. Bottom of the fourth in Bristol, the Westerners lead the Bristol Blues 2-1. Bottom of the second in Newport, Gulls 6, Martha's Vineyard Sharks 2. Bottom of the third in Lynn, North Shore Navigators trail the Mystic Schooners 3-1.
And Terry Murray once again wiggles his glove and delivers a first pitch strike at 85. It's time to Jackson Owen, who's transferring to Mississippi State.
2021 national champions.
Northeast Mississippi Community College. This past season, that's going to be a drop strike. Strike 2, 86 miles an hour on the outside corner of the zone. Striking out in his last at-bat, Jackson Owen, batting 190 on the year, has hit a home run. The 0-2 delivery from Murray is going to be fought off weakly by Owen. Pierantoni fires to Scanlon easily. And down on a 4-3 ground out is Jackson Owen. He's now 0 for 2.
One nothing SwampBats here in the bottom of the fifth on Devin Taylor's home run in the fourth. The only base runner against Terry Murray.
And Brian Padilla is looking to get on to base for the first time today. Yukon Husky, team that just recently won the men's national basketball championship down in Houston, but he's down 0-1 on a 78-mile-an-hour pitcher right down the middle. He's going to hit to Pierantoni. He's getting his work in there, and a weak ground ball. Fires to Scanlon. Seems like there's been about 1,000,000 4-3 groundouts in this one, as the pitchers continue to work. 2 down quickly.
There have been 3 hits in this game. There have been 12 strikeouts in this game.
Each pitcher has 6 to their name. It's definitely a pitcher's duel. We talked about it in the bottom of the second. Now is certainly a pitcher's duel as Murray delivers a first pitch ball outside to Matt Brown Earring out of Stony Brook. Also batting 167 this year. Like you said, the runs come at a premium for the SwampBats as a fastball catches the zone, 87 miles an hour. 1-1 count.
Yeah, Keene just 10th in the league in runs scored with 35 in 9 games this season. That's less than 4 per game.
Third pitch of the at-bats, chopped foul over to the Valley dugout. You know, the Blue Sox have not scored that many runs themselves, but, you know, over these past 7 games where they've won 6, they've been able to shut down the opposing batters and get enough runs across to win. They've played some very close games. That one's going to be hit hard but foul on the 1-2 delivery. It's striped down the first base line, but well foul. And Brown Earring is down to the count 1-2. Murray wiggles, sets, fires to home, and it doesn't catch the outside of the zone, says
close pitch.
Home plate umpire J.C. Fernandez. Count evens up at 2. The deuce is wild. 2 down, 2 balls, 2 strikes in a 1-0 game. That one's outside. The off-speed, 79 miles an hour, as the Blue Sox dugout wanted Brown Earring to be rung up there, but Fernandez says no. 3-2 count. Go down 1-2-3, but nope. Ball in the dirt. The first base runner that actually remains on base instead of just circling them all in one hit is Brown Earring when he works a walk. Now Evan Goforth out of Indiana, the second Hoosier in this lineup. Devin Taylor hit that solo shot. It's up to the plate as Phil Guidry, the pitching coach for the Blue Sox, is going to take a second to talk to Terry Murray. He was not originally slated to start this game. Ben Roberts just announced via Twitter that he is now in the transfer portal out of South Carolina upstate. You know, he was thinking maybe you just don't go 3, but if you pitch 4 2/3 of near perfect ball, aside from 1 hit and 1 walk now, he's still out there. So
Yeah, Murray is impressed. Doesn't take much to give up a home run here at Alumni Field to Devin Taylor. That and the walk, as you said, the only blemishes on an otherwise perfect evening so far for Terry Murray.
now he's up against Evan Goforth, and he's going to miss outside for a first pitch ball. Shimada's done a great job keeping pitches in front of him this season in his few appearances behind the plate. The Blue Sox have really been run all over against Martha's Vineyard as the 1-0 delivery is going to be outside. Count goes 2-0. 9 stolen bases and then 7 advancements via wild pitch or pass balls. And no surprises, we lost that game 11-6. Would later get our revenge. The 2-0 delivery from Murray is going to be hit hard and deep. E.J. Kreutzmann's going back, and he makes the play. That one was hit really hard off the bat, but did not have the distance to cover that relatively shallow outfield wall. So down go the Keene SwampBats. Leave one on, get no hits, no errors, no runs. We'll step aside on the NECBL network, and as well as Pure Oldies 104.1. You're listening to NECBL. You're listening to NECBL.
Curious about the awesome talent Kelly has? Well, here are some robotics specialists. This group works in telecom on 5G. They work on autonomous vehicles. Those are education professionals. Oh, and system analysts, contact center reps, biologists. There's data scientists, substitute teachers, mechanical engineers, not to mention people who work on-site and off-site. Kelly's got top talent in specialized and emerging skill sets, ready to help your business prepare for what's next.
Relatively surprising that they're taking him out, being replaced by pitcher Jonah we'll show you about.
Will Newell, 6'6", 240, right-hander out of Pasco Hernando State, a junior from Tallahassee, Florida, who just committed a couple of days ago to the Dayton Flyers in Ohio. He'll pitch there next year. Big righty, one of the most energetic personalities on the Keene SwampBats, has had lots of success on the mound. 6 innings and 3 appearances out of the bullpen. He's given up 6 hits and 3 runs, but none of them have been earned. And the big one is he's walked nobody and struck out 8. He's 0-1 on the season. He also has 1 save. And he's pitched extremely well overall for Keene this season. Will's got a fastball, slider, changeup, similar arsenal to the starter Dylan King. Like you said, went 5 scoreless innings, 2 hits, and 6 strikeouts. Terrific outing for King in his second start of the season.
And so he's due up to face A.J. Guerrero, who takes a first pitch ball outside at 90 miles an hour. Matt Bergevin and E.J. Kreutzmann. A.J. Guerrero's 0 for 2 on the day, and so the Keene SwampBats, a delivery that's going to be chopped high and foul, elect to go with one of their more dominant relievers so far. And, it's a 1-0 game, so not too many surprises there.
Not surprised Newell's the first guy out of the pen in a game like this. And if all goes well, he'll give the SwampBats multiple innings.
He wants a new ball, tosses it back to his catcher, Owen, and gets a new one. Inspected by Fernandez and put in his back pocket. Says play on. Counts 1-1 to Guerrero. One of the most electric batters is that's a strike that catches the outside of the zone. Counts 1-2, 77-mile-an-hour off speed. Shaking off the signs is Newell. 1-2 delivery is going to be Chop to third, makes a nice backhand play, and firing over is Goforth to Rice. Had to cover the entire length of the infield from third to first and gets it done with plenty of time. Great play.
Well, that scouting report on Evan Goforth is that he's a defense-first utility infielder, can play anywhere on the infield. And just what a throw there by Goforth. He backhands it along the third baseline and throws a strike on the fly to first base.
Yeah, he absolutely rifled it over, gets A.J. Guerrero down. Now up to the plate, Matt Bergevin, 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. It's going to be maybe a broken bat single into left, weakly hit. But now he's on base. He broke an 18-game hitting streak going back to Fairfield U last game when he went 0 for 5, but now back into the hit column. Bringing up B.J. Kreutzmann, 0 for 2 as well. It was a broken bat. C.J. Willis, the on-deck man, taps it on the ground. And you can just tell it's got a crack in it. Kreutzmann out of Columbia batting .375 coming into this game. Steps up to the plate for the third time. 89-mile-an-hour pitch down the middle is fouled back. Kreutzmann seems like he hits it every time. He has struck out a fair amount of times this season because he loves to swing his bat. And Newell's got a pretty interesting windup. Crouches down to the catcher to get that sign. He delivers a ball where Bergman's going to take off for second and be in there safely. He's now 3 for 3 stealing bases. He is no small guy, 6'4", out of Fairfield U.
Yeah, lumbering down to second base, but he got there fast enough on a good throw by Jackson Owen.
And Owen can't gun down on a throw to Padilla.
Second stolen base of the season. Third stolen base of the season. My mistake.
Yeah, he's had a couple where he's looked dead to rights. He's actually 3 for 3. Ball upstairs, 2-1. Goes the count. I only know it's 3 because the first 2 he had, I thought he was out by a mile. It had a pretty incredible swim move on both of them to get in there safely. And maybe the stats read something separately, but, you know.
I believe you.
Steal was as good as it was. The 2-1 count. Now with Bergevin on second, it's going to be cut on and missed. 79 miles an hour.
Good slider.
Slider gets Kreutzmann. You know, the SwampBats have done a really good job mixing their pitches. You know, you can see what pitch the Blue Sox are sitting on. It seems to be that fastball. Kreutzmann way ahead of that one. Counts even at 2-2. Looking to tie this game up with one swing of the bat is Kreutzmann, but it's going to be in the dirt. Well defended by Owen as he just crouches over the ball, keep it in front of him. Count's now full. So with one down, the top of the 6th inning, the Blue Sox trail 1-0. Just 4 hits this game. 1 hit by the SwampBats is a solo shot. Fighting off the 3-2 pitch up in the zone is Kreutzmann, Columbia Lion.
It's a good piece of hitting by Kreutzmann, probably expecting an off-speed pitch. Gets a fastball up in the zone and just fights it off to see another pitch.
Yeah, and you know, this middle of the order does such a great job working counts. Bergevin, Kreutzmann, Zerillo, C.J. Willis as well. 3-2 delivery is going to be upstairs. Ball 4, up and out. 90 mile an hour way upstairs. Now first and second for C.J. Willis, and he's got the lone home run. He's out of Western New England. He's going to be playing his Division I dream at Quinnipiac next season. CJ's 0 for 2 is grounded out both times. First to the pitcher, then to third. And now pitching coach for the SwampBats going to have a little conversation.
It's Hunter Cooley, who just finished his playing career at Florida Atlantic. Go out and talk with Newell and Jackson Horton. Jackson Owen, excuse me.
Now, I believe Ryan Abel, the manager of the Steeplecats, is the director of baseball operations at Florida Atlantic. So a little Owl connection there, if I remember correctly. That was all the way back in the first game of the season where they picked up their only win against the Blue Sox.
Yeah, the Steeplecats 1-10. They started 1-0.
And I won't lie, I thought they were going to be a pretty good team in the game we played against them. It was sloppy from the Blue Sox, but the Steeplecats looked like a good team. They had a Notre Dame reliever who just completely shut us down. It's 9 up, 9 down to close the game. But now back to the game being played here at Keene. It's a first pitch delivery to C.J. Willis is going to be looked on for a strike. Catches that outside part of the zone. 77-mile-an-hour slider moving away from Willis. Righty-on-righty matchup. Another big guy on this Blue Sox roster is going to chop one foul down the third base line. Scooped up by manager Pedro Santiago. Firing over to the bat boy down behind home plate. Counts now 0-2. Will Newell. JUCO guys now going to be playing Division I baseball in the Atlantic 10 for the Dayton Flyers. Now he's looking to sit down C.J. Willis on strikes, but not on this pitch as it's upstairs, 1-2. 92 miles an hour. So a lot of high velo guys in the game today. You know, King was in the low 90s as well. Count is 1-2. C.J. Willis, Bergevin on second, Kreutzmann on first, 1 out. It's going to be hit to third, going for the double play. They're going to get it. That's 5-4-3, sitting down the Blue Sox, you know, cutting any momentum that they could have. Go for Livermore and Rice. Put on an absolute clinic, and down go the Blue Sox. Stranding and runner on. C.J. Willis grounds out for the third time. Now head to the bottom of the sixth. Due up, we got Livermore, Smith, and Korn. We're going to take a break. You're watching NECBL Baseball on Pure Oldies 104.1 and the NECBL Network.
First thing Bruce felt was quality, the consistency, knowing that when I take them out, they're going to be the same every time. And the second was to be able to see kids all over the country wearing the gloves that I designed. That's one of the coolest parts of this.
Number 1, Leo Harris, out of UAB. Go Blazers, as I like to say. One of the best logos in college baseball.
Actually had a chance to see Leo Harris pitch several times, Andrew, last summer in the Alaska Baseball League. He was with the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. I was with the Peninsula Oilers. Harris was a two-way player, but really impressed on the mound last summer. A hard thrower, and now he's primarily a pitcher here in the NECBL.
And so, you know, the Blazers down at UAB didn't have a great season this year, but in 2 appearances, he started 1 game, has a 2.25 ERA, 1 earned run, given up 4 hits in 4 innings, and struck out 2. And Murray's night is done after, you know, he makes 1 mistake but goes 5 innings, gives up 1 hit, 1 run, walks 1 and strikes out 6. And that 1 hit was Devin Taylor's solo shot to center field. Harris gets to pitch against the 9-1-2 Livermore, Smith, and Korn.
Unlike the starter Murray, Harris might struggle a little bit with his control. 5 walks and 2 strikeouts in 4 innings so far this season.
Yeah, it's looked kind of up and down as the first pitch is going to be upstairs for a ball. Seems like he can really lock in, but has struggled before. He's never pitched more than 3 innings. The bunt attempt goes hard down the third baseline, but foul. The 1-0 ball game here, the bottom of the 6th inning. As we approach the 2/3 mark, this game has absolutely flown by. Not even the hour-and-a-half mark has been reached yet as ball way upstairs counts 2-1 to Livermore. 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to short. 2-1 delivery is going to be cut on and missed. Count evens up at 2-2. 87 miles an hour in the middle of the zone. Now back in the 3rd inning, the entire infield got work. A 5-3, 4-3, and 6-3 ground out. Ball's outside 3-2.
Final line on Terry Murray, 5 innings, just 1 hit allowed, 1 run on the homer by Taylor, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. He was terrific.
Harris, the 3-2 delivery is going to be hit high and deep, but settling under it is the Washington Husky, A.J. Guerrero. Routine play there, and 1 down. Getting the first out is Harris.
Yeah, left fielder Guerrero just moving to his left near the warning track to make the catch. And here at Alumni Field, to hit the ball to the warning track, you really just have to hit a fly ball.
We got 297, and it was still fairly deep. It's now up to the plate. Jordan Smith, top of the order, struck out in the first. A line out to Matt Bergevin out in right. His last time up in the 4th. 17 batters faced through 5 innings of work for Harris. That one's going to be hit hard but foul. Down the third base line, gets out of Alumni Field entirely. 75 miles an hour on that pitch. Really, really lower velocity. 13-mile-an-hour difference on that one. Kataro's going to chase it, but ends up over the grandstand roofing. 88 miles an hour, so that velocity change is something to, pay attention to. Shimano gets a sign from Pigeon Coats Phil Guidry. Harris with a 1-2 delivery with 1 down is going to be cut on and missed, and down on strikes goes Jordan Smith for the 2nd time today. So 2 down, 2 up for the Blue Sox, and now stepping up to the plate, Aiden Korn, who struck out twice himself. Aiden Korn out of Pasco Hernando State Community College. JUCO guy, and we have guys from all levels of collegiate baseball in the NECBL. I said Terry Murray from the Little East Division III. Move up to a Division I pitcher as the first pitch goes outside, 76 mile an hour. Does not catch the zone. 0-1 pitch is checked on, and yes, says Brian Roth, the first base umpire. Aiden Korn went around.
I wasn't sure, but it's such a subjective, difficult call.
Yeah, that's a tough call. It counts 1-1, and the pitch is outside, missed. 2-1.
And just a D3 guy myself at Brandeis University. I always love to see D3 guys like Terry Murray and the SwampBats Alec Rich compete at this level.
The 2-1 count, is low. Breaking ball does not catch the plate. The Blazer delivers on a 3-1 count, fouled back, straight to the backstop. Pretty big backstop here at Alumni Field, but so far no damage has been done on the base paths because really no one's been on the base paths. 3-2 delivery with 2 down is going to be fouled off again. We do it again.
Last 2 pitches both up in the zone from Harris to Korn, especially on the 3-1 pitch. He just missed it, fouling it straight back.
3-2 pitch again is going to be cut on and missed. Harris gets his 2nd strikeout in a row, 2nd strikeout of the inning. And 1-2-3, down go the Keene SwampBats. We head into the final third of play in a 1-0 game. Anything can really happen here. Don't go away. You're listening to NECBL Baseball on Pure Oldies 104.
Keene SwampBats Baseball on the NECBL Network is brought to you by Duncan, Timken, Ted's Shoe and Sport, C&S Wholesale Grocers, Raider Dental, Corning, Service Credit Union, the Keene Sentinel, the Greater Keene and Peterborough Chamber, connecting business and community. U.S. Cellular, Coca-Cola, Monadnock Broadcasting Group, Savings Bank of Walpole, the savings bank of you. Monadnock Ford, Fidium Fiber Internet, Yanos Technology, Fenton Family Dealerships, Hertskirt, American House, Fairfield, making memories since 1904. Fraser & Son Furniture.
We're getting Pure Oldies 104.1. We're heading into the final frame in a 1-0 game, and that means I'm going to toss it back over to your home broadcaster, Jonah White, for this final 3 innings of play.
Thank you very much, Andrew. The new pitcher for the SwampBats is Caden Campbell, lefty out of Louisville. Campbell, 6'1", 210, sophomore from Fairfield, Ohio. Caden on the season has made 3 appearances out of the bullpen, 4 2/3 innings, no hits, 1 unearned run, 7 walks and 7 strikeouts. He's 2-1 with a 0 ERA. He has thrown 4 wild pitches on the season. He takes over for Will Newell, who pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 hit and 1 walk. No strikeouts, no runs. He got an inning-ending double play off the bat of C.J. Willis. Newell pitches a scoreless 6th inning. Interesting, a little bit surprised, Angie, that Campbell is out here for the 7th instead of Newell going again. The batter here is Michael Zerillo. He takes a fastball up and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. SwampBats here, the 2nd of 7 games in 7 days, though, so they only gone 1 inning. 1-0 pitch, way upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Newell will probably be able to pitch again in another day or 2.
Yeah, kept that pitch count low, dominated and got out of there. No damage done.
Campbell into the line, the 2-0. Tipped into the mitt of Jackson Owen. That would have been probably ball 3. Fastball a little bit off the plate at 86 miles an hour, but Zerillo swings. The switch hitter batting right-handed. Here's the 2-1. Taken. Outside, it's 3-1. So Zerillo struck out twice left-handed against Dylan King. He turns around to bat for the right side. He's ahead in the count 3-1 to lead off the top of the 7th. Campbell out of the full wind-up, the pitch. Breaking ball outside, ball 4. 5-pitch walk, the tying run aboard for Valley in the top of the 7th.
We were talking about before, a lot of lefties, but also a lot of switch hitters just in this lineup alone. And also not in the lineup. They can really just get both sides of the plate. It's a weirdly big advantage when you can just cover both sides.
Absolutely. And always see the ball coming out clearly from the pitcher's hand. But here's a left-on-left matchup. Chef Pierantoni, Yale second baseman, is 1 for 2 with the first hit of the game back in the 3rd inning and was left at 3rd base. He chops one down to first base. Tagging the bag is Rice, and he throws the ball into left field to try and complete the double play. Matt Brown-Earing is there to back it up. Cirillo sliding into second, and he will stop there. No error on the play. A 3 unassisted ground out off the bat of Pierantoni, and that'll bring up Sean Scanlon, the 8-hitter, another left-hand batter, who's 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch.
And Brown-Earing did a good job covering that one there. It didn't really trickle too far. Some thick grass here at Alumni Field, but no more damage done as that was a big slide from Zerillo.
Smart of Rice there to tag the bag, get the sure out before doing anything else, even though it obviously would have made the play harder at second base. Pitch to the left-hand batting Scanlon is breaking ball on the outer half, strike 1. Scanlon out of Holy Cross, the number 8 batter for the Blue Sox. 1-0 Keene, top of the 7th inning. One out, a man at second. Caden deals low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Through 6 innings, no runs, 3 hits, no errors, 5 men left on base for the Valley Blue Sox. 1 run, 1 hit, the Taylor homer, 1 error, and 1 man left for the Keene SwampBats. 1-1 pitch to Scanlon. Breaking ball outside, 2-1.
This is one of those games where you're really not going to see too many guys getting their 4th at-bats of the day. The bottom of the lineup's probably going to finish with 3 at-bats for both sides.
Campbell set of the belt. Here's a 2-1. Swung on and missed. Good breaking ball out of the hand of Caden Campbell. And the count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Campbell with the ball in his glove, tucked into his hip, now brings him together. 2-2. Fastball, a little bit inside. A little bit low. Oh, strike 3 called. Strike 3 called. I beg your pardon there. Andrew looked away before seeing the umpire, J.C. Fernandez, pump his fist. That was in there above the knees. Big strike 3 called. Scanlon down, and that'll bring up Kotaro Shimada. Runner goes from second, breaking ball, and the throw down to third is not in time. Goforth thought he had the out, but Anthony Benham said that Cirillo got in there safely, and if you're stealing third with 2 outs, you better.
Yeah, it seemed like he was out by a mile, but was able to avoid the tag. And, on that K call by Scanlon, I was with you. I thought he called that a ball, just decided to hold before he really punched him out.
There's a 2-0 to Shimada. It's in there for a strike, 2-1. Yeah, I was wondering, did I mess up there by looking away, or was that a reasonable amount of time to wait for the call?
I was with you. I saw the pitch right in the zone on the strike zone. But
my producer, Steve, over on the left here, told me it was strike 3. The 2-1 swung on and missed by Shimada, and it's 2-2. Kotaro's been on base twice. Catcher's interference and a single. 2 outs, a man at third. 1-0 SwampBats here in the 7th inning as Shimada calls time.
Shimada picked up his first hit of the season, first hit of the NECBL career last time up. We'll see if he can get his first RBI right here.
On 2-2, Shimada takes ball 3 way upstairs, and Jackson Owen kept the SwampBats in the lead, leaping out of his crouch to grab it.
And great job right there.
Good defensive catcher, Jackson Owen. It is 2-2. Now, here's the pitch. Foul back. And the count remains 2-2. Good at bat being put together here by Kotaro Shimada.
And not going down without a fight here. Wants to get the Blue Sox all tied up or even in the lead with 1 swing.
Shimada, the number 9 hitter. 0 for 6 coming in, but he's been on base both times, and he's putting together a good at-bat here with a tying run 90 feet away in the 7th. Right leg kick, the pitch. Breaking ball, popped up. Foul ground, third base side. Owen over for a look. Anticipating the bang off the roof of the press box. Andrew, you were covering your head. We do have a roof here, you know.
You never know. Whole place could fall apart on those.
I think it went behind us. Got 2 balls and 2 strikes. Campbell looks in. He is set. The pitch. Fouled off to the right over the grandstand. Great at bat being put together here by the 9-hole hitter, the catcher, Kotaro Shimada. Drama builds here with the SwampBats up by a run in the top of the 7th. Cirillo leads off third. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, pull, foul. And with each of these foul balls, not only is Shimada extending the at-bat making Campbell work, but he's giving Campbell another chance to throw a wild pitch. Remember, he's thrown 4 coming in this season. It's a massive backstop here. A lot of space behind home plate. Cirillo's got good speed. He should score on anything that gets past the catcher. The 2-2 pitch. Foul back. We'll do it again.
I love these kinds of at-bats. I think this is either the 9th or 10th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. Shimada just will not go down easy.
Yeah, the game live here is a few pitches behind. There have been at least 4 foul balls. I think it's been more than that, though. Still 2-2. Left on right. Here's the pitch. Foul ball off to the right and over the grandstand. And the Valley Blue Sox dugout right below us is excited about this.
These are the battles that, you know, every baseball player loves to watch. Just the mental game right here between the pitcher and Kentaro Shimada is just one for the ages right here.
Certainly well into the double digits of this at bat. 2-2 from Campbell to Shimada. The pitch, breaking ball, loop toward third, Goforth out, and he makes a catch on the edge of the grass. Another nice defensive play by Evan Goforth. Keeps the SwampBats in the lead and allows Campbell to win the battle with Kentaro Shimada. What an at-bat, and what a game this is. No runs, no hits, no errors. The tying run stranded at third base. We stretch in Keene, 1-0 SwampBats. This is Keene SwampBats baseball on Pure Oldies 104.1 and the NECBL network.
At M&T Bank, we believe in the power of together. Together, we can help your business grow. Together, we can move communities forward while giving back. Together, we can help your family spend more time on what matters most. And together, we can achieve more than ever before.
Bring your design or come up with something unique. Have your own.
A 4th inning solo home run to right center field off the bat of Devin Taylor. That is the only hit for Keene in this ball game. They are being out hit 3-1, but they lead 1-0. And it's Taylor leading things off for the SwampBats against the UAB righty Leo Harris, who pitched a 1-2-3 bottom of the 6th.
A little Huey Lewis in the news to lead us into this one. What a way to get fired up for the last couple innings.
First pitch from Harris to Taylor is a check swing foul at the plate. Hit Taylor in the box, 0-1. Taylor, Rice, and Owen for the SwampBats in the home half of the 7th inning. The 0-1. He squares to bunt, pulls back, takes a ball off the plate, 1-0. Charging in from third was Zerillo.
You know, and Keene has not gotten more than 4 guys up to the plate in an inning.
1-1, big rip and miss at 88, top of the zone. 1-2 on Taylor.
3 up, 3 down in 4 of the 6 innings played, 4 across in the 4th and 5th.
1-2, fastball way upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dylan King and Terry Murray each pitched 5 innings in the start for their respective teams. A 2-2 to Taylor. Breaking ball. Grounded foul first base side. Nice souvenir. Or did he let it between the legs?
Routine play. Just missed it
right through
the wickets.
A 2-2. Taken high. 3-2.
I thought he had that one.
Me too. Oh, my goodness. They wind up, and here's the payoff pitch to Taylor. Driven in the air, high and deep to left, but it will stay in the yard, well in front of the warning track. Making the catch is Guerrero. It's out number 1. I just assume that anything hit in the air is high and deep here at Alumni Field.
It really is. That one, you know.
It's a routine fly ball.
Looked very routine, but you never know. Maybe a little gust of wind can bump it over the wall at 350.
I just didn't want it to go over the fence, and it was going to sound like it was a routine fly ball off the bat. Taylor is retired, and that will bring up Garrett Rice. He struck out and popped out. The pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike from Harris. 0-1. Leo Harris has looked good. 4 up and 4 down so far. Dylan King gave up 2 hits and struck out 6 in 5 innings. The 0-1 cut out and missed. It's 0-2.
Yeah, Harris just aggressive attacking the zone. Seems like that's been the story of all day. You know, barely any walks, maybe 2 or 3 total.
1 walk in this game. 2 walks in this game. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gets Garrett with a fastball down and away. 3rd strikeout for Harris.
Now 5 up, 5 down for Harris, and only 1 hit. And that 1 hit can come back to cost the Blue Sox. They've been unable to get any of their runners across.
So now it's Jackson Owen. He is struck out and grounded out. First pitch to him. Breaking ball on the outside edge. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. The 0-1. Breaking ball low. 1-1 the count. Valley Blue Sox thought it was a strike. Pitch tracker thought it was a strike. A 1-1. Foul back 1-2. I actually think J.C. Fernandez had a very good game behind the plate.
He has, aside from that very long pause on the K, which was a great call.
And it was the correct call.
Just threw us off a little up here in the booth.
Here's a 1-2. It is golfed in the air to right field. Foul territory. Everybody going over there, and it falls down safely in play near the light down right field. So 1-2. Long way to go for everybody. Scanlon from first. Piratoni from second, and Bergevin from right field.
Yeah, a lot of room down that first base line.
Yeah, most ballparks, that's in the stands. A lot of room to play with here at Alumni Field, just not in fair territory. The 1-2. Fastball blew him away. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Leo Harris has faced 6 SwampBats, retired them all, 4 via the strikeout. We go to the 8th inning. It's a 1-0 lead for the Keene SwampBats. This is SwampBats Baseball on Pure Oldies 104.1 and the NECBL Network.
At Keene State College, life is an adventure. You'll forge your path forward. As an owl, you'll take on challenges in the classroom, field, court, or track. Every worthwhile adventure has its share of blood, sweat, and tears. It takes hard work and dedication. No owl flies alone on their journey at Keene State. Teammates, coaches, professors, alumni, and fellow owls are with you along the way. They lift you up as you continue forward. When you're part of Owl Nation, you become the person you truly want to be.
One hit in. They lead 1-0 on that 1 hit. A home run in the 4th inning by Devin Taylor. It's been a pitcher's duel and a half this evening at Alumni Field.
It's been an absolute, just artful performances from the pitchers for both sides, and it doesn't look like any signs of slowing, as it looks like both teams are going with their best relievers so far this season.
SwampBats bring in Jordan Kalenda for the 8th. Righty, 6'3", 180 from Kent State, a sophomore from Pittsburgh. And the first pitch is slapped through the 5-6 hole by Matthew D. Garcia. In the left field, a base hit. Garcia, the switch hitter, batting for the left side. Hits the first pitch from Kalenda into left for a base hit. So the tying run aboard. Leading off of the second straight inning against the SwampBats bullpen. And now it's A.J. Guerrero, who's 0 for 3. Grounded out, lined out with the bases loaded. And grounded out again. Kalenda throws over to first, and standing back there safely is Garcia, who's stolen 1 base this season. Jordan Kalenda, 4 2/3, 5 innings, 6 runs, 5 earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. He's got 1 save this season for the SwampBats as he deals low and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Kalenda, hard thrower, 89 on the fastball there. His 1-0, breaking ball inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
We haven't seen AJ really let that bat loose today. We're going to see in a clutch moment if he can come through. There's at least 1 RBI in his first 2 games.
Top of the 8th, potential tie run. Garcia at first, no one out. The 2-0. Golfed in the air, high to right field. Taylor sprinting over, crossing the foul line, lays out, and he comes up a foot short. Good effort there by Devin Taylor.
Yeah, great effort, laying the body fully in the line. Got some distance on that slide, too.
He did.
But can't make the play.
He read it pretty well. Sprinted over there in a hurry. I think he got about as close as he was going to. Would have been a spectacular play. So, 2 balls and a strike now on Guerrero. The pitch. Breaking ball, slapped over Padilla in the left, a base hit. Stopping at second is Garcia. Back-to-back singles off Kalenda for the Valley Blue Sox. First and second, nobody out in the 8th inning. And Matthew Bergevin is coming to the plate. He singled his last time up at a broken bat.
Yeah, and these next 2 batters are exactly who the Blue Sox want up to bat. Bergevin can't stop hitting. Kreutzmann can't stop knocking guys in.
Any chance Bergevin bunts here? Rice is in on the grass at first.
I bet almost definitely no. He wants to swing. He wants to drive all 3 of them in.
Not squaring. He takes a breaking ball strike, 0-1.
He's not afraid to work the count. Even in big pressure moments, he stays cool, calm, and collected.
First and second, nobody out, top of the 8th, 1-0 SwampBats. The 0-1 from Kalenda, swing and a miss. Got him with a slider down. And the count 0-2. See if he wastes one here on 0-2. I want to throw it in the dirt here with first and second. The 0-1, fastball high. It's 1-2. That's what I had in mind there, saying I think if he wastes one, but try not to throw it in the dirt. Had a good layoff by Bergevin.
Yeah, he wanted that one, but way to keep that bat back.
1-2. Breaking ball, looped in the air on the infield. Infield fly rule in effect as Padilla makes the catch. 1 big out for Kalenda in the top of the 8th. That'll bring up Kreutzmann. EJ has struck out, grounded out, and walked. He's 0 for 2. The cleanup hitter. Center fielder, left-hand batter from Columbia. Tie and go-ahead runs aboard. Right on left. Kalenda's first pitch. Fastball off the first base coach. 1 bounce, and it hit Phil Guidry in the rear end.
Eats it, turns into it, knew it was going to hit him. Looks like he's perfectly okay, smiling over there.
So strike 1 on a ball that was smoked. Luckily it bounced before hitting the coach. 0-1, breaking ball, good pitch. Backdoor slider from Kalenda on 0-1 to go ahead on the second straight hitter, 0-2, after the first 2 batters reached on singles. 0-2. Wastes a changeup down low. It's 1-2. Garcia, the runner at second. Guerrero, the runner at first. The 1-2. Taken down low. Trying to get him with a back foot slider, but a good layoff by Kreutzmann.
Yeah, another guy who can really work counts, as you see right now. 0-2, but still patient behind the plate, looking for someone he can fight off or put in play.
Don't want to get to 3-2 here with one out in first and second. The pitch, taken. Ball 4. No, he thought it was ball 4. Everybody else knew it was ball 3. We were right. He was wrong. That pitch didn't miss by much either. Just off the outside edge, according to Pitch Tracks.
I mean, he made it halfway down the line before anyone told him that it was not ball 4, it was ball 3.
Good news that Garcia and Guerrero for the Blue Sox are paying attention. That could have been really bad.
Could have ended the inning in probably the most bizarre way this season, but luckily they knew the count.
So it is 3-2 on Kreutzmann. The pitch, hit in the air to center field. Smith drifts over to his right, makes a catch, threatening to tag, just trying to draw the throw. Is Garcia, but he stays put as it comes into the cutoff man, Padilla. Kreutzmann is retired. Man, Ivy League, Andrew, and he can't count to 4. That's a tough look.
Yeah, it happens every once in a while. He had a completely different mental count in his head. It's kind of interesting to see how he took that at bat when he didn't even know what the count actually was. But now C.J. Willis looks to get back into this hit column.
Willis takes a fastball strike on the outside corner. That's actually a slider. And it's 0-1. Willis has hit a ground ball 3 times. Last time an inning-ending double play against Newell. The 0-1, there's a fastball, foul back. Kalenda dialing it up to 91. And on the third straight hitter, it's 0-2. Got to credit Kalenda for getting ahead in the count after getting into the jam with the 2 straight singles to start things off. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the 8th, 1-0 Keene. The pitch, breaking ball way upstairs, a ball 2 strikes.
And Willis was really unhappy on that foul ball. Got his pitch, but he just couldn't hit it, get enough of the barrel on it to put it in play.
Power hitter looking to take advantage of the dimensions here. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him with a slider. Willis smacks a bat on the infield dirt. Jordan Kalenda works out of the jam with a beautiful strike 3. 82-mile-an-hour slider off the outside corner. And he works out of the jam. In the 8th inning for Valley, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Keene 1, Valley nothing. This is Keene SwampBats Baseball on Pure Oldies 104.1 and the NECBL Network. For the Valley Blue Sox is Jason Arrigo.
And another D3 guy, second one of the night for the Blue Sox. That's Salve Regina. Arrigo's pitched 5.1 innings in 3 games. Struck out 8, walked 7, has a 0.0 ERA, so that's why he's in this game. He has an unbelievable curveball. The amount of movement on it is sometimes just ridiculous. Completely buckles the knees of the batters he's pitching to, and a fastball can get up to the high the high 80s, not high 90s, but
high 90s.
He'll be in here to shut down the Bats. They only have one hit. The Bats are not really working today.
No, they haven't been. Counting this game, it's now 6 runs, Andrew, in the last 4 games for the SwampBats. This could potentially be the 3rd game in a row the SwampBats score just 1 run, and today they've done it on just 1 hit. Devin Taylor's home run in the 4th inning. Right now, as the SwampBats ahead, 1-0. Bottom of the 8th, looking to add. It's Brian Padilla against Arrigo. First pitch swinging, he pops it up, right side, foul ground. Going over there is Scanlon, the first baseman. And it's down just in play, just at the edge of the playing field safely, 0-1. Padilla has grounded out twice. Leo Harris went 2 perfect innings. He struck out 4 in relief of Terry Murray. The 0-1 taken outside as Padilla did check his swing. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Breaking ball on the outside corner. And the count 1-2.
Yeah, and there's that curveball. Just paints the bottom right of the zone. Right on that corner.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Rather tipped at the plate. Padilla stays alive. Went off the catcher, so the umpire, J.C. Fernandez, is going to go out and walk the ball out to the pitcher, as they do. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Padilla. The 1-2 offering to Brian Padilla. Fastball way upstairs at 88. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There you go. It does lack a little bit of control. That curveball sometimes can get really freaky.
2-2. Foul back on a breaking ball. Good at bat here by Brian Padilla.
Yeah, so far that curveball is the one finding the zone. The fastball is not. So it's going to be interesting to see if he goes with the curve one more time. Padilla's been able to get his bat on, just not make good contact.
Matt Brown earring to follow, and then Evan Goforth. Tip hung on to by Shimada. Strike 3. 11th strikeout for Blue Sox pitching. Here's Brown Earring, who has grounded out and walked. Andrew, looking ahead to the 9th inning for the Blue Sox, they'll have 6, 7, and 8 due up in their order. Michael Zarillo, the 3rd baseman who has struck out twice and walked. Chef Piratoni, the 2nd baseman, who's 1 for 3. Brown Earring takes a breaking ball strike, 0-1. And Sean Scanlon, the 1st baseman, has been hit by a pitch, grounded out and struck out. The 0-1. Fastball tipped off the catcher. And again, the umpire, J.C. Fernandez, will give Shimada a moment by walking the ball out to the pitcher. 0-2.
Yeah, it's now 2 at-bats in a row where he's just been drilled. He got drilled against Maine, too. He's going to get checked on really quick. Seems to be okay. But he's really eating those shots.
Yeah. He's had a good game, Shimada. First base hit of the season and done a nice job catching. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard this evening in the NECBL.
Yeah, so Vermont right now is dominating in the North matchup between the Sanford Mainers. They're up 11-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Danbury is up on Bristol 5-4, top of the 6th. In the West showdown, Newport's up 7-2. They just can't be stopped, and the Schooners are up 6-1 on North Shore.
0-2. Breaking ball. Strike 3 call. What a pitch by Arrigo. Nicking the outside corner with a big looping curveball. His 2nd strikeout.
That curveball, it's just breathtaking every time you see it. That thing started, looked like it started in the zone, and it looked like it was going to tail out, but it just catches that corner. Down on strikes looking goes Brown Earring.
That brings up Evan Goforth. Ground out, line out, and he shoots one toward the SwampBats dugout. And I'm glad Laurel Clace, our photographer, was paying attention.
Yeah, that was split second could have turned out really bad, but great reflexes, gets out of the way.
Yeah, I think she knows that you got to pay attention down there, taking pictures at the edge of the dugout, and it's very good she was. 0-1 to go forth is down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Livermore to follow if it gets that far. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there, strike 2. 1-0 SwampBats, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. The 1-2 pitch. Check swing. He went around. The ball gets away from Shimada. Picks it up. Throws to first. Hustling down the line was Goforth, but he's out by about a step. 3 strikeouts of the inning as we announce tonight's attendance of 1,975, the second biggest crowd of the season so far here on Reading with Ribby Night at Alumni Fields. A 1-2-3 inning on 3 strikeouts for Jason Arrigo. We go to the 9th. 1-0 SwampBats. This is Keene SwampBats baseball.
Your next Ford is waiting at Monadnock Ford. Right now, get a great offer like this on your next new Ford. See these offers and more at MonadnockFord.com. Monadnock Ford, home of the low price tire guarantee and your local Ford and used car retailer. Voted Keene's best.
Week availability for appointments. Brattleboro Hearing Center is proud to offer personalized, patient-centered care. Call them today at 603-354-3325 to schedule an appointment, or visit them at brattleborohearing.com. They look forward to hearing from you.
A 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed by Michael Zerillo. In the top of the 9th from Jordan Kalenda. We apologize, he missed the first pitch there, but it was ball 1. That is strike 1, swung on and missed by Zerillo. And the 1-1 from Kalenda is cut out and missed quickly, 1-2. Kalenda worked out of the first and second, nobody out, jam in the top of the 8th, got the next 3. Facing 6, 7, and 8 in the Blue Sox order, trying to close the game as the SwampBats lead 1-0. 1-2, high, 2-2.
And, yesterday the Blue Sox bottom of the order is what drove them to the win. Now they have that chance here in the top of the 9th to do just the same.
So a 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Just missed. And the count is full on Zerillo. SwampBats have just 1 hit in this ball game, and it might be enough to win. 1-0, they lead after 8. The 3-2 to Zerillo. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Got him with a slider. Actually, I think he just tied him up with a fastball inside. 88 miles an hour there. I've got that.
I think you were right there the
What's
first
a slider?
time.
Yeah.
Slider right down the middle. Zerillo just cuts and misses.
My pitch tracks is showing something else there. But yeah, that was a slider from Kalenda. 1 out, and now Jeff Pirantoni, who's 1 for 3. Takes inside ball 1. This game has gone by so fast, Andrew. They get a couple of announcements to get through here at the 9th inning. First of all, stick with us for the post-game show right after the game, right here on Pure Oldies 104.1 and the NECBL network. The 1-0 breaking ball in for a strike. Just want to remind you that tomorrow is Educator Night here at Alumni Field. The Blue Sox will be back here. Teachers and school administrators get in free with their school ID. And Thursday is Ted's Shoe and Sport Night. 1-1. Driven in the air, right field. Devin Taylor toward the line on the run, makes a catch just crossing the foul line in fair territory. Good range in right field by Devin Taylor. And the Blue Sox are down to their last out.
Here comes Sean Scanlon. Had a Holy Cross, the two-way player, has a Shohei Ohtani moment here if he can get on base and start a little rally.
Again, Thursday, Ted Shoe and Sport Night. Great night, always, here at Alumni Field. Swing and a miss at a slider, strike one. And last but not least, in fact, most importantly, happy birthday, Cole Stallings. SwampBats starting pitcher. He'll be on the mound tomorrow here against the Blue Sox. The 0-1 to Scanlon. Taken. Strike call on the outer third. It's 0-2. SwampBats a strike away from winning a game in which they get one hit. Kalenda sets. The 0-2 pitch. Taken. Little bit outside. Just missed with a breaking ball. 1-2. I think that's too close to take if you're Scanlon.
No, he's a pitcher too, so maybe he gets the zone a little bit, gets the pitcher's mindset. But that one was darn close. He's able to lay off and gets to see one more.
Shimada due on deck, but it looks like a pinch hitter is swinging the bat if it gets that far. The 1-2. Lifted in the air to right field. Coming in is Taylor. He waits. He makes a catch. And the SwampBats hang on. Devin Taylor hits a fourth-inning home run in a game the SwampBats win 1-0. Dominant pitching from Keene all night long. Nearly as dominant from the Blue Sox as well. But Devin Taylor's home run is the difference. The SwampBats get one hit in 8 innings, but they win the game 1-0 over the Blue Sox. They snap their 3-game losing streak, and they snap the Blue Sox 3-game winning streak. Andrew, what a game we just saw.
It's the epitome of a pitcher's duel. 1-0. One hit is the decider. Blue Sox left a lot of runners on. The beauty of this little series is we get to come back here tomorrow and get a little bit of revenge.
Looking forward to that. Entertaining a pitcher's duel as you can have. Dominant pitching from both sides. And the big bat of Devin Taylor making the difference in the bottom of the 4th inning. Valley had most of the base runners in the game. The SwampBats had 2. Devin Taylor's home run. Matt Brown-Earing drew a 2-out walk in the 5th. Other than that, Blue Sox pitching was perfect. We'll talk more about it on the post-game show, which is next. 1-2-3 9th for Kalenda as the SwampBats win it 1-0. Post-game show is right on the other side on Pure Oldies 104.1 and the NECBL Network. Alumni Field, where I'm happy to be joined by SwampBats pitcher Dylan King. Dylan, 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. And this your second start of the season. What was working for you out on the mound today?
Definitely playing my slider and changeup off my fastball today. That was a big thing for me today, so that was on.
Did you feel like you had all 3 pitches going for you today?
Yeah, definitely. That gave me a lot more confidence on the mound because they were all in the zone.
You had one jam that you had to work out of, bases loaded, nobody outs in the 3rd inning. Tell me how that inning went for you and how you were able to get out of it.
Well, it started with the hit, and then I had a little hit by pitch because it was my first time out of the stretch. So after that, I knew I needed a ground ball, try to get a double play, and then once that catcher's interference started, I was like, all right, I got to get out of here with no runs. I got to get my boys pitcher's BP. So I had to lock in and get those 3 outs.
Pitcher's BP, that will be happening tomorrow.
Yeah, it will.
After the shutout today, I'm sure you and all the guys are very excited about that. I'm excited for broadcaster's BP one of these days. But tell me about the atmosphere tonight here at Alumni Fields and this season. How does that help you when you're on the mound?
Definitely the big crowd in the first 4 or 5 innings gave me a lot more confidence on the mound. You know, this town has our backs. They're all SwampBats fans, so I love that. I love the energy.
Tell me about the job the bullpen did tonight. What was it like for you coming out after 5 spotless innings and watching the last 4 innings and watching the bullpen pick up where you left off?
Yeah, I mean, Will and Caden, they did a great job getting out of some tough jams, keep putting zeros on the board, and then, I mean, Jordan Kalinda, electric stuff today, closed out that game. They were all on, and I love it.
What was going through your mind when Devin hit that home run in the 4th inning?
I was like, I'm finally going to get a win to my name.
You knew right then.
I knew right then.
Tell me, what's been your favorite part of the summer so far and what you're most looking forward to the rest of the season?
Definitely just the team camaraderie. You know, I feel like this SwampBats team, you know, everybody likes each other. You know, we have good chemistry not only on the field and off the field. I mean, interns are great, like you, Jonah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We do our best.
I feel like we all get along, and I feel like that's going to help us out in the long run.
Thank you so much, Dylan. Really appreciate it. Well done today.
Of course, man. Of course.
Dylan King, the winning pitcher tonight with 5 scoreless innings. He struck out 6 and keeps his ERA at 0.00 through 3 starts this season. Now it's time for the rest of the post-game show here on Pure Oldies 104.1 to take you through the game recap. Not too much to recap other than strikeouts in this game. A lot of those. Dylan King, as we mentioned, 5 innings of excellent scoreless ball in the start for Keene. Terry Murray was just as good on the other side, but in the 4th inning, he hung a breaking ball just enough that Devin Taylor was able to knock it over the right center field fence. The game's only run and the SwampBats' only hit of the entire ball game here at Alumni Field. SwampBats do enough to win 1-0. Will Newell pitched a scoreless 6. Caden Campbell pitched a scoreless 7th. And Jordan Kalenda faced 2 on, nobody out in the 8th inning, but got the next 6 batters out to pick up his 2nd save of the season. What a game we saw here tonight as the SwampBats get a win by a final score of 1-0. They snap both their 3-game losing streak and the Valley Blue Sox 3-game winning streak. And do it off the back of absolutely stellar pitching from the starter King and also, of course, the bullpen. What a game here tonight. Game that did not take very long to finish. Take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard in the NECBL this evening before we give you the totals. One last look at the rest of the scores around the league. This is the only game that's gone final. Vermont leads Sanford 11-5 in the 7th. Danbury and Bristol tied at 5 in the 6th. Newport leads Martha's Vineyard 7-3 in the 8th. And Mystic leads North Shore 6-3, and that game is in the 8th. Reminder that our next broadcast will be tomorrow right back here. Me and Andrew White will be with you. I should say Andrew White and I will be with you here tomorrow night. Pre-game show at 6:20, first pitch at 6:30. And if you can make it down to Alumni Field, we'd love to see you there for Educator Appreciation Night. SwampBats get the win. They improve to 5-5. Blue Sox lose and dropped to 6-4 on the season. Final totals for the Blue Sox: no runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 8 men left on base. For the SwampBats, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on base. The winning pitcher was Dylan King. He improves to 1-0. The losing pitcher, a hard luck loss if I've ever seen one, Terry Murray, drops to 2-1. Jordan Kalenda gets a 6-out save for his second of the season. 1,975 came to the ballpark today to see a game that took 2 hours and 16 minutes. For producer-engineer Sean Sanborn back at the Pure Oldies studio, director Steve Pierce here in the press box on the NECBL network, and producer Ryan Hearn. I'm Jonah White saying so long. Thanks again for joining us for this one tonight from Alumni Field, where the SwampBats beat the Blue Sox by a final score of 1-0. This has been Keene SwampBats Baseball on Pure Oldies 104.1 and the NECBL network.
You have been watching a presentation of the Keene SwampBats on the NECBL network. You can follow us on Facebook at Keene SwampBats, Twitter and Instagram at SwampBats_Keene, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at SwampBats. Please tune in to our next broadcast, and thank you for watching.